Hey guys, good morning. This is Mansoor here. Today I'm gonna take a small session from starting to advanced level in machine learning. Normally, we all know machine learning is in boom in this stage. Normally, we got confused the difference between machine learning and robotic process. What is the difference between machine learning and robotic process? What are the concepts we are going to use in machine learning, and what are the algorithms? If we want to make our hands clean on machine learning, then what we need to learn. So those things we are going to see in this videos and in upcoming videos. This video going to be a bit long, so I will be breaking the videos into sessions. First we'll start with the basics of machine learning, then we'll go to the libraries, and we'll go. Okay, first, what is machine learning? Normally machine learning, in the name itself you can get right that machine is learning something. Okay, so normally in the traditional code, right, if you see Java, Python, .NET, C Sharp, Angular, we have many coding languages. Okay, so normally what we will do in normal traditional method, we will be giving the data and program data in the sense input, and we will write a program to the computer, so the computer will give us an output. Okay, that is a traditional method following from ages and ages. In machine learning technique, what we are going to do, we are not going to write a program. We will be writing a program. It's not like program is not needed to develop a machine learning thing. We will be giving the data. That means the input data which we want to process, and the output data. Output data in the sense, we will see, if you see here in traditional method, we got one output data, so we are giving input and program, we got output. But in machine learning we will be giving input and output both as an input. Based on the previous experience of the output and the current input scenario, our machine will learn how to perform and how to behave for the corresponding data. That is machine learning. It's not a rocket science, it's a simple thing. Like, based on the input and our output, both we are going to giving as an input to the machine, then a machine will predict, or it will learn from our input and output. Simple, right? Okay, we'll move on to the next slide. Popular libraries used in machine learning. Normally, if you see what are libraries are available in all the languages, if you see Java, Python, Dota, every platforms have their own libraries. Okay, normally in machine learning, we will be using Python mostly. If you see, most of the machine learning developers will be using Python because Python is user friendly, and it's a very easy language to learn. Even if a non-IT guy or a non-developing guy will be continuously focusing for even 10 to 15 days, if he knows the basics of coding, if he will be an expert in Python. So Python is such easy language to learn. Okay, then we'll see what are the popular libraries we are using currently in ML. The first is TensorFlow, then Pandas, NumPy, Keras, and we have here PyTorch, and Scikit Learning, yeah, Neural Language Toolkit, which is NLTK, Spark, MLib, MXNet, Theano. Okay, in all this are the mostly used in the market. What I used to use this. I used to use only four in this, which is TensorFlow, Pandas, NumPy, and Scikit Learning. So this four, I'm just, if you want to make your hands clean on machine learning thing, just go through these libraries which is available in, if you just google these names, you will be getting tons and tons of data about this. So just go through what are these libraries, and what are, for what thing we are going to use these libraries. Normally in machine learning we have regression, classification, improvement, pre-processing, so we have many process. So for all the things we are going to use these libraries. The most commonly used is this part of libraries. What we are going to see in our session is TensorFlow, Pandas, NumPy, and scikit learning. Okay, hope you guys are clear. I'm moving to the next slide. Yeah. Normally machine learning have three types. Okay, what is machine learning is derived into three types, which is supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. What is supervised? Normally, supervised is we have two different kinds of thing: regression and classification. If you see in unsupervised is clustering. Reinforcement says that algorithm learns, will come from reinforcement. Reinforcement is like a kind of thing like machine will itself learn from the previous output how to react to the future input based on the output data. So that machine will be able to learn by itself. That is known as reinforcement. Unsupervised is a clustering. What normally if we are giving two data to the machine is smart enough to predict and segregate the data into clusters based upon the nature of the data. And if you come to supervised learning, supervised learning have split it into two types: regression and classification. We'll see in next slide. Yeah, this is supervised learning. If you see classification and regression, we have some elements connected with this line, right? Just focus this dots, red dot and green dot. Okay, there is no combination or how to say, there is no flow, but um, our machine will able to predict and segregate this data by a boundary. So this is just a pictographical image. Just think in the data perspective way. If we are passing some data with two different kinds of activity or nature, how the bot will, how the machine learning code will, program will segregate those data. Okay. If you see in regression, all the dots are merged with these lines. That means there is one flow in normally what is regression? Continuously. Okay, continuously we will be having the data without it will be a single data. There will be no combinations of data in regression, but in classification we have combinations of data which is segregated by the boundaries. Okay, this is supervised learning. If you see in unsupervised learning, as I told you, as I told you in previous slide, unsupervised learning is the clustering of data. What is clustering? Clustering in itself, the our machine will be able to predict the data and it will make a cluster. There will be huge amount of data. Based on the nature of the data, a machine will predict and segregate those data into a cluster to perform the future activity. Okay, as we see before, we have three types of learning. First is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement. In supervised learning, we have two things: regression and classification. Regression is a continuous flow of data, and classification is machine will able to predict the boundary between the nature of the data. And what is unsupervised this thing, machine learning, which is clustering. The machine will able to predict and clusters the data into small, I mean, segregate the data into small clusters. Okay, then reinforcement is like machine will able to predict the data and based on the previous experience or previous output. Okay, this is simple description about supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. We are going to see in upcoming videos about supervised and unsupervised. Reinforcement we will be seeing in advanced classes. Okay, the next thing, what is machine learning process? Normally, in the name itself you can able to say, as I said before, machine is learning something, correct? So to learn something we need to give the input. So that's why we have this get data. Normally we will be getting the data from Excel file, CSV file, web, PDF, anything it may be, any source it may be. First we need to get the data, we need to clean, prepare and manipulate, which is we need to do cosmetic changes to the data. We need to manipulate the data as machines understand. Normally machine understand which language? Binary language. It will not understand our Greek, Latin, English, anything. Okay, we need to manipulate our data in which form which machine understands. So that manipulation work will be happening in the stage 2. Then we going to train our model. Train in the sense we'll be writing small snippets, right? So based on this the data, the snippet will train the model how it needs to react in future. Okay, so after training we will be testing those data, correct? Normally if you see after training we will be have a test, correct? So training the data and testing the data. After this fourth stage of testing the data, we are going to improve the machine learning process, which is the process which is already being followed before a machine learning invention. after we are getting the data, manipulating the data, training, testing, we need some benefit for all these processes. That's why we have some improvement in the process, which is the improve stage. Okay. I think you guys are clear with this machine learning process. We'll see in future what are the stages, and today we are going to see till fourth stage. Fifth stage we will be seeing in the next video. Okay. We have two functions here: fit and fit transform. Normally, I told you, right? We have two types of machine learning: supervised and unsupervised. So, what is fit? Fit is used in supervised learning when there are only two objects. Just consider there are two objects A, B, X, Y, as I mentioned here. So you are just going to manipulate or model those data. Then we are going to use for a fit model. What is fit and transform? Fit and transform um, is used in what is that, unsupervised data, where we can't predict what will be the nature of the data and how the data will be in future. So in that case we are going to use this fit transform. In fit we can, if we are able to predict, then we are going to go for fit. But in fit transform, mm, we are going to go for uh, sorry, if we are not able to predict the data, then we are going to go from fit transform. Okay. We'll see about this fit and transform more matlab, what is it, in more explanatory way when we are coding. So at that time you guys will be able to understand what is the difference between fit and fit transform, and what are the formulas we are going to use, what are the formulas will be happening in background for this fit and fit transform. Okay. This machine learning is entirely based on the mathematical concept and the data driven concept. If you are strong in analytics, statistics, and mathematics, then machine learning is a piece of cake for you. Okay, then we are going here for encoding techniques. Okay, this is an important technique which important what is that topic which will be helping you in what is that, manipulating data or data improvement. Okay, encoding techniques, we have two things: label encoding and one hot encoding. What is label encoding? Normally you guys can see the difference in, we have the same data here also, but this data is readable by human, this data is readable by machine. Why? Because I told you machine doesn't learn from normal language which humans speak. Machine learns only in the binary language, correct? So that's why if you see we have two red here, correct? But if you see in the binary format we have 1 1 and 0 0. Totally how many we have? We have 1 2 3 4, correct? For this row we have 4 columns. So we are indicating this as, we have red here and we have red here, which is red, and red is 1 and other thing are 0. So 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0, correct? Then yellow is in third position. So here we have in third row we have yellow, correct? And where is green? Here it is, green is in fourth position, correct? So in fourth row we have green. So I have cropped the table, that's why this yellow have been went down. So yellow will be again in the second column of the fifth row. Okay. So normally label encoding and one hot encoding, see, just consider, if we are putting red is equal to 2, yellow is equal to 2, and green is equal to 1, all the datas are in same nature. But if we have two red count here, if we are giving red is equal to 2, what the bot will think, because while yellow is equal to 2 and green is equal to 1, what our machine will think is red and yellow are in same, but green is lesser than red and yellow, because green is 1, yellow and red are 2, correct? It's like we are giving a wrong information to the machine, like green is smaller than red and yellow wherever, but all are colors, all are equal, correct? So we should not give this wrong information. Why we in which case we are going to one hot encoding is like when we have multiple data to improve it, correct? At that time we are going to use for one hot encoding. Label encoding is like when we have a singular data, like we have only one parameter to do, we'll do a practical session in future. As of now, just consider, if we have only limited amount of data, we are going for label encoding. We have multiple amount of data, we are going for one-hot encoding. Okay, then we'll come for standard scaling. What is standard scaling? Normally, what is scaling? um, Keeping something in a same what is that, format, or same size. So okay, just consider this graph. Before scaling, this graph have three portions, correct? One is small till 0.0075, other one is 0.125, other thing is going till 200. So if we are going to compare this data, this graph, in the sense the data is represented in a pictographical format. Okay, so this all are data. Okay, this data and this data, if we are going to compare this both x1, x3 and x2 data, then it will be a problem, because we have uh, extra data in between all of three, right? So for comparing or improving the data, what we need to do, we need to make all the data file in a same format, data column or data set in a same format or in a same amount. So that's why we are going to use standard scaling in machine learning. Normally we have learned in our school days, like what is what is standard deviation, sorry, standard scalar is a combination of our data with mean of our data and standard deviation of data. What is mean in the sense, we are going to find that mod, what is that, um, average, right? It's kind of average thing. Okay, based on this formula, that our machine learning will be playing the entire game. X minus mean of x divided by standard deviation of x, which is x will be our data minus mean of data divided by standard deviation of data. What is the formula of standard deviation? It's x divided by mu by a, correct? Sorry if I am wrong. I'm not that much confident in formulas. Okay, now we'll do one thing, we'll directly jump into our practical session, and we'll see what are we going to do today in a practical session. Okay, we will be having a small file. Okay, what we are going to, just I will give you a brief explanation. Okay, first I will show you what IDE I'm using. I'm using this spider comes with Anaconda. Let me open Anaconda. You can see here, right? Anaconda Navigator 3. If you download Anaconda, Jupyter, Spider, Kite, everything will be coming inside this Anaconda itself. Why I'm using Spider? Normally, if you, I told you, right, we have many libraries which some scikit-learning and all that will be coming by default in Spider itself. If you are working in, see, even I have PyCharm, Visual Studio Code. I'm not using that. Why? Because I need to download externally the what is that, all the mm, libraries. So some of the libraries, Anaconda and Spider are performing, giving in the packages itself. That's why I'm using Spider, and Spider is much comfortable when we are coding. And in machine learning concept, Spider is much comfortable because we have a console and variable explorer side by side. So there is much convenient way to see the output at the same time. Okay, first we'll save this file. Uh, what we will save this as, okay, we'll go to our machine learning folder, product price analysis. Today we are going to do product price analysis. Here what I'm putting, tut1, this tutorial 1, right? So I'm putting tut1.py, and here we are going to select in all files, just give enter. Okay, now if you see here, let it load. We'll delete this part. Okay, now we'll go to files. Where is our folder will be under documents, machine learning, product price analysis, and we are going to work this is data. We have already a data. We'll open this data, open externally. It will open in CSV file. So if you see, we have a product and we are going to analyze this price. Okay, if you see, we have two different kinds of columns: text, number, text. Okay, Um, we have three products here: TV, mobile, and AC. We have quantity and price, and the availability, whether it is available or not available. Okay. Um, if you see in the column, sorry, row 6 and row 7, we have data missing. Okay, I will just highlight here. You will be able to see this. Datas are missing here. So if datas are missing, how the bot will be understanding what data it needs to become there and how it will predict? So that will be um, a big question, right? So we will be seeing those things in our codings. Okay. As of now, I'm just closing this file. Don't save. We'll close this file as well. We'll go to our tute. Okay, first what I told you, we are going to use this libraries like Panda, NumPy, and other stuff. So first we'll import Panda. For what Panda is useful? Panda is useful for manipulation of data, and using file handling concepts are done in Pandas. Okay, first I will import Panda here. Import Pandas as PD. What happened? Okay, excuse me. Then I'm going to import NumPy. NumPy is used for all arithmetic and all these formulas. Okay, I'm going to import NumPy as NP. Okay, after downloading, doing this, then I'm going to import one. What is this? Matplotlib. Matplotlib is useful for when you are, see, after doing all the stuff, if we see manually, it will be very difficult to see. That's why we will be display or showcasing our data in a heap map. Okay, heat map. So for that heat map, we will be using Seaborn and what is that, Matlob. Okay, we will be importing mat. You can see, right? Matplot.lib. Sorry, matplotlib dot um, what is that, pyplot, correct? Yeah, pyplot as what is this, mp something, just assigning a variable, right? Sorry, object, right? We can give something. One more thing I want to say you, whenever you install Spider, just install this Kite also. What is this Kite? Normally Kite supports with different platforms like Python, PyCharm, different IDEs to auto generate the code. Rather than typing entire code, it will give suggestions. From that you can easily write without any spelling mistakes. Even if I want to write this MATLAB, I will do many spelling mistakes, but because of this Kite, it easily came correct. Okay, then what we are going to do, we are going to create a data set of this thing. Data set in the sense a normal data table. Okay, we will be creating a data set equal to we have Panda. I told you, right? For Pandas is used for file handling purposes and other stuff. Okay, Panda, we have a object PD, correct? PD dot, because the file is in CSV format. Read, if you give a control space, or automatically it will get populate. For read CSV, we have this syntax read underscore CSV. In the brackets, sorry, in the curly round brackets, we need to give this file name, because obviously the file is in under this folder. We can just give data.csv. Okay, this is enough for this thing. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create two variables. Just I will run this code so that we can get our variables here. Just go to, after running, go to variable explorer. We got one data set, right, with columns product, quantity, price, and availability. Okay, then click on this data set. If you click on this data set, you guys can see here, right? The data which is in Excel is populated in this data set, correct? We have this TV, mobile, AC, all the data which we populated. And one thing you guys can notice here, wait, let me go to this product price data. If you guys can see, sixth column, sixth row of this quantity and seventh row of this price is empty, correct? But if you see in our code, the empty value is replaced with nan. Okay, nan in the sense simply that is null. Normally we used to say null, right? So in spider, in machine learning in spider, we are saying that is nan. Okay, in Python. Okay, then what we are going to do is we are going to create two independent and dependent variable. Just see which is normally what is dependent and independent. Dependent in the sense some value is dependent on some other thing. What is independent? Independent in the sense the particular data is that data can exist alone without any dependencies of the other data. Just consider if TV is there without quantity, mm, also we can give TV, mobile, AC. Okay, correct. Without product also we can give a two quantity is equal to 4500, or without quantity we can just ignore quantity. Okay, after ignoring quantity also we guys can say mobile is 2,29,768. Okay, these all columns are product, quantity, price are independent columns and independent data sets. Okay, and availability is dependent. Without anything, sorry, without this AC, mobile, price, quantity, these are this will not work. That's why availability column is a dependent column. So what we are going to do, we are going to create two variables, or what is that, two placeholders for dependent and independent columns. Okay, we'll create independent variable equal to, from the data set we are going to create, right? Data set for because the columns are located with placeholders, correct? For placeholders we going to give I location. Just give IL and give control space. It will locate you, right? I location. If you see, just see here, it will say you purely integer location based indexing. Likewise, index location. I location in the sense index location. We are in pointing the index of the data set. This is the data set, right? We are pointing the index. You can see here, right? Index. We are pointing the index of the particular columns. That is why we call I look. This is syntax. Don't worry. That is not a variable. That is a syntax. Okay. So now what we are going to give in this, this thing needs to be come within because always indexes will be coming in square brackets. We will be giving the index in from, I told you, right? Product, quantity, and price are independent variable. Independent variable. Okay, in independent we are going to give complete rows. How many rows we have? We have 8 rows because Python index starts from 0. So that's why 9 rows is considered as 8 rows, which will be starting from 0. We need all the rows, but column we need only till 3, which is 0, 1, 2. Okay, I told you, right? Index starts from 0. So this is 0 column, first column, and second column. Okay, if you need the second column, you need to give 0 to 3, because Python will ignore the last in this thing range. It will consider less than that range. That's why we need to give till 3. Okay, now what we are going to give? We are going to give the row and column. Inside this, we are going to give 0. How many rows are there? 0 to 9, right? Sorry, 0. We need to give colon, and how many, I told you, right? Python will ignore the last thing because we have 8 rows. We are going to give 9, comma, and how many columns are we need? Columns 0, 1, 2. So we need to give 0 to 3. Okay, this thing we need to give, and end we need to give dot values. If you know the if you are very good in Python, then you will be knowing, if we are not giving anything in the rows, by default it will be taking all the values. Okay, just give colon and leave. By default it will be taking all the rows. In columns also, if you are not mentioning the star, see, you know, like you need only till third row. From starting you need third row. So you it's not mandatory to give the starting also. Just give colon and 3. This is enough. Um this is how I used to write, because rather than writing a blah 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 code, this is how I used to write. Based upon your coding skills and your convenience, you can modify. Okay, now this is like, let me put a comment here. uh, Independent variable. Okay, let us take this, we'll put it later. First we'll do, then we are going to create a dependent variable equal to data set, data set, I told you, right? Same, we need to put index location dot I location of. Here what we are going to put, we know that our data is in last, okay, but we don't know from where it will start. So what we are going to do, this entire data set will be, sorry, this entire data set will be in this data set variable, right? So if you want to get the last row of the data set variable and all rows, what we are going to do is we need all rows. That is fine, that is constant, we need all rows. So we are just give only colon, it will take all the rows. And for getting last row, sorry, last column, what we are going to do, just give -1 data set columns of -1, in the sense it will go till last and minus, it will take see, I'm confusing, I think this is 0 1 2 3. Okay, if it is -1, it will go behind this index, correct, behind this index, and this is the -1 column. So in this way we can take the last column, and same dot values. So now we have created two variables, dependent and independent. We'll run this code and see. Yeah, here it is. Here you can see, right, two variables have been generated. This is dependent variable with all s no values of the availability column, and this is dependent variable with all the this thing, what is that, TV, product, and price. Okay, if you want to get the data set, see, normally if you want to get the information of this data set, in go to this terminal or console, just write the data set name, dataset dot info. Info is a function, that's why I'm giving brackets there. Just hit on enter. Here you will be getting a thing, range. We have totally 9 rows, that's why we got 9, and entries is starting from 0 to 8. How many columns we have? 4 columns. And you can see the column name, product, quantity, price, and availability. You know, right, we have 9 index. So here you can see quantity and price, we have only 8. Why? Because if you see in this data set, we have two null values, right, in quantity and price. That's why we have only 8 data here. And you can see the object data type over here. This is object float, and if you want to change it to string, even you can change it. It's up to you. Okay, now what we have done, we have imported the libraries, we have created a data set which is pulling the data from CSV by using panda object. Then we have created two variables, independent and dependent. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to stimulate the data. I told you, right, by default this Kyle spider, we will be having this scikit library. So what we are going to do now is we have this missing value, correct? We need to fill some data in this missing value. By using null value, we can't process anything. For just consider, if I am giving this data set to you, what you will do, to fill this, you will put some value. So what I am planning to do is, we'll take a we have 33 year, correct? We have 2 year, sorry, we need, if we need, if you are going to compile or add all these things, we what is it, we will be getting one total value. So we will be finding the average value, and we can put here, or we can find mean value, or we can put, okay, we'll be doing that by using scikit library. Scikit library is by default installed in this spider. So as of now, just I'm going to import one package. So for scikit library, how we can import is from sklearn. Sklearn is in scikit module. You can see here, right? uh, sklearn is in python module integrating what is that, classical machine learning algorithms. Okay, sklearn dot impute is a function in that module, in that. Then import simple imputer. Okay, so now we have imported simple imputer. Okay, after importing the simple imputer, what we are going to do, we are going to create one object for the simple imputer. Just okay, impute is already available, which is a keyword. So now we are giving imputer. Imputer is an way, it can be, because don't give object or variable relating to module name, it may be a problem. Okay, um, Now we have created object here. Now what we are going to do, we are going to call this simple imputer module, simple imputer of, we need to give missing values, right? Missing underscore values equal to, we have just numpy, right? I told you, right, numpy is used for all mathematical operations. You can see here, when I hover this, missing values, strategy, fill, everything is showing, correct? So what I'm going to do is missing values equal to, I'm using this numpy object. Numpy object is used for using arithmetic or any mathematical operations, correct? So np dot nan. What is np dot nan? Nan is a dummy variable, dummy value. Okay, come on, how are I going to fill the empty value? What is my strategy? Strategy, oh sorry, what is strategy spelling? S-T or A, it's coming. I'm very bad in spelling, please ignore this. Okay, strategy, I'm sorry guys. See here it is, right? S-T-R-A-T-E-G-Y, strategy. See how bad I am in spellings. Okay, strategy is equal to mean. You know, right, what is mean? You could have learned in your school days, mean, median. Okay, so now we are going to create the mean. So now mean is created. Okay, now we'll still run this and we'll check what data is populated in the data set. Okay, so now compiler is completed. We'll open the data set. Sorry, we need to print here, right? Hmm, for printing those data, what we need to do? Okay, okay, fine. Now we have created the mean. We'll put, still we, okay, fine. What I have done is I just imported the what is that, simulate imputer. Now we need to assign the simulate imputer based on the encoding to what is that, dependent and independent modules, correct? So for that, what we are going to do is we are going to use this dependent variable. We have this, right, independent variable, excuse me, independent variable of all rows, comma, excuse me, column starting from 1 to 7. See, if you see here, you can see here, right, for changing that independent values, 1 minute. Okay, verbose equal to 0. I think I'm missing something here. Needs to populate the data. We'll run it again. Okay, we'll open this imputer object. Okay, fine. Yeah, okay, now we need to create the independent variable. Sorry, we need to modulate the independent variable of all rows, comma, we need to see, if you see here in independent variable, where is independent, sorry, in independent variable we have this column and this two column into a what is this, numeric, and this is thing. So if we are going to do this, obviously the compiler will throw the error. So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to just take this column 1 and 1 2 3. If we want to take 0, we need to put 1 2 3, then only it will take 1 and 2. It will ignore the last range. Okay, so here we are going to put 1 is to 3, which will be column 1 to 2 equal to, we are going to we are going to import that imputer. After putting, what we are going to do, we going to, I told you right in the PPT, where is that fit and fit transform, what fit will do and what fit transform will do. So let me use that. So now I am using importer here, right? This importer will take the mean of that value. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use that fit transform. I told you, right? Having two or more objects like x and y, then we are going to use x. And if we are having object of x, we are going to use fit transform, and we don't know how we what we are going to predict, correct? So if you see here, we have all the values in a same object, like all the values are float, correct? That's why we are going to use this fit transform. So fit transform of, again, the independent variable, this thing, the same thing, just copy this and put it inside here. That's it. Okay, now if we run, just before going there, just have a look here. You can see still we have nan. Okay, after running this, you guys can see the fit transform and this imputer function will automatically populate the value in that thing. Hope this successfully run. Yeah, now we'll open this independent web module. You guys can see here, right? There is no nan value. In sixth column, it's automatically populated 4.0, and here in seventh column, it's automatically populate some value. This has happened. Why? Because we have used this simple imputer module. Sorry, from sklearn we have used this imputer. Impute, from impute we have imputed simple imputer. See what simple imputer it will do? It will perform the mean function to our data where we have nan values by using this fit transform function. Okay, this is how we are going to what is that, this is how we are going to fill our nan values. Okay, after now we have filled the nan values in this independent variable. Sorry, okay, we have only one variable, so independent variable. Now what we are going to do, we are going to use encoder. Why we are going to use I told you, right, why encoder is using. Encoder is used for, where is that, encoder is used for um, giving our machine in which language machine understand, giving our data to a machine in which language machine understand. That's why we are going to use encoder. What is one hot encoder? Okay, one hot, now we are going to use one hot encoder. Why? I told you, right, in one hot, why, when we are going to use for one hot encoder, because we have various values here. So now we are going to convert these values into machine learning, sorry, machine understandable format in by using one hot encoder. We have multiple columns, that's why we are using, I told you before itself, if you have multiple columns, multiple branches of data, then we are going to use for one hot encoder. So for independent variable we will be using one hot encoder, and for dependent variable we will be using label encoding, because we have only single data here, yes or no, simple, correct? Okay, now we are going to use here what is that, one hot encoding. For one hot encoding we need to import from same sklearn, from sklearn dot pre-processing is a module which is already available. Import, sorry, just give control space, it will populate. Yeah, you can see here, right, one hot encoder. So now we are going to create one object for this. No, actually now we have created one hot and imported one hot encoder from sklearn, correct? After creating, we need to transform this data, correct? We need to transform this data into a machine readable. For that, what we are going to do, we are going to use another library or function which will be known as column transformation. Okay, so that will be also getting imported from same sklearn. That's why I'm using Spider, because this scikit is pre-installed here. Compose import column transformation. Just give control space, column transformation. So what is column transformation? This, see, if you just, I will hover here, it will see this estimator allows different columns or different column subsets of the input to be transformed separately. What it will do, column transformator will take this data. This is a single, if you consider only this data, this is a single dimensional matrix. It will take the single dimensional matrix based on it will, now we have three data, correct, mobile, TV and AC. So it will convert the single dimensional matrix into 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, I will show you how it will convert. Okay, now what we are going to do here, now we are going to create object. Normally, now what object? Column trans. Will create this column trans equal to, we have this, right, column transformer. Just copy this, put it here. Column transformer of, if you just give brackets, you will be getting this, right, transformers. This is by default keyword. Transformers, we need to give encoding logic. What encoding logic we are going to use? The encoding logic needs to be transformer is a list. If you just see here, right, transformer is a list. It will only accept the list variable. So what we are going to do, we are going to give the what is that, list function. List will be given in square brackets. Inside square brackets we will be giving one tuple. Tuple, if you give in round bracket, it is a tuple. So we need to give encode, comma, one hot encoder, comma. So what we are going to do, we are going to change only this thing. So we are not going to change for these two things. So we need to change only for this thing, right? So what we need to do here, right, we need to do here reminder pass through. We need to give one variable reminder. Reminder equal to pass through. I think reminder spelling is wrong. Reminder. I'm very bad in spelling. Okay, no, now reminder. I think you guys know why I gave reminder equal to pass through, because I need to change only this thing. This is already in a number format. So we are just going to change this thing. That's why I will give this thing. Okay, reminder equal to pass through. Then what I'm going to do? Oops, I gave this reminder here. Okay, we need to close this comma. That's why it's throwing an error. What error it's throwing? Invalid syntax. Okay, we'll delete this comma and we'll give which column we need to convert. And we'll close the tuple and we'll close the list also. Now it is perfect, I think. Correct? Yeah, there is no error. I think this is very small window. That's why you guys not able to see. What I'm doing is, first I'm giving encode, and what encoder I'm going to use inside this transformer. See, simple thing, this column transformer will accept two values. One is transformer list and other one is reminder. Transformer list contains what encoding we are going to use and for which column we are going to provide, which is column 0. And after, the second parameter of this column transformer is reminder. If you want to pass any reminder, just we are passing reminder is equal to pass through. So it will skip the other columns available in the data set. Simple. Okay, now what we are going to do, now we are going to apply, again we are going to run this fit transform. Fit transform is to generate the applied data inside the data set. Okay, so what we are going to do, we have this independent variable, right? Same independent variable equal to call tran dot fit transform, fit transform of independent variable. That's it. Okay, save this. Now I'm going to trigger this. See, just before running this, excuse me, just consider we have, just see, we have only 3 columns. So when I run this, we will be having 6 columns. This single matrix will be converted into 3 cross 3 matrix. Okay, I'm running this. Okay, init got an unexpected keyword transformers. What is this? Transformers. It's correct only, right? Hmm. What happened? Oops, cannot clone co-object. What are we are getting here? Line number 67. We'll run it again. And it got an unexpected keyword. We have imported this column transformer correctly. Scale learn dot compose import column transformer column TRAN SFORMER. Yeah, it's correct only. Column transformer of transformer. Okay, I think transformer will come. What happening, buddy? Okay. What happening? We'll run this now. Oops, again the same thing. Line number 21. Column transformer. I think something happened. We'll recode this. Call trans equal to column transformer of TRA and SFORMERS transformers. Yeah, it's correct only. Equal to tuple of encode comma the encoding type is a function, right? That's why we need to give into parenthesis. Then okay, we didn't give parenthesis for encoding, that's why it was throwing error. Then the column name, sorry, column index. So after that we need to give reminder, REMAINDER, reminder. Yeah, first time I wrote it correctly. Reminder equal to pass through. Okay, now I think we are good. We'll trigger this again. Okay, ये यार again. Okay, it's capitalist. Sorry, Python is very sensitive. Shit, man. What wrong in this? Everything is right only now. Again, it's doing the same error. Mm, 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 mm. Let me go through this again. It didn't saved or what? We'll clear this. Shit, man. Climb number 23. Same error. We got stuck. Transformers equal to encode or not encoder and the value. Yeah, the syntax is also right. Transformer. Think some bracket would be. We'll write this again. From sklearn dot compose import column transformer equal to column transformer dot sorry column transformer of trans formers list tuple encode comma not encoding comma the column number. So now this thing is over, I think. Comma reminder equal to pass through. Hope this is fine. Now we need to put independent variable equal to fit transform. Is that called right? No, it's not coming. Okay, call transform dot fit transform. Sorry, of independent variable. Think hope it should work now. We'll run it. Yeah, thank God it worked. No, it didn't. It's telling like skill and processing encoders or not encoder type class. It's not seems to be Scikit-learn estimator. It does not implement getParam method. What's happening, buddy? Oops, sorry. I forgot to give again those. That's why. Hope it needs to run now. Thank God it ran. Superb. Okay, now if we just open this, where I told you, right, 3 cross 3 matrix. One first, it was like a single matrix, so now it got converted into 3 cross 3 matrix. You know, right, what are the things? Apple TV, sorry, what is it, mobile TV and AC. So if it is mobile TV, it will be 1, second is AC, and third is the mobile. So it is changed, sorry, second is the mobile, third is the AC. So it is changed in the metric format. Okay, now we are going to do the same thing for dependent variable. If you see, dependent variable is also having this text format. We need to change this dependent variable also. So in dependent variable, it's not mandatory to use, it's not required to use one hot encoding, because in this thing we have only one column. We can use even label encoding. Okay, for label encoding, what we are going to do, we are just going to import the same, how we did, right, for this thing, what is that, one hot encoding. Same, we are going to import the label encoding from sklearn dot preprocessing import label encoder. Okay, we are going to, after importing label, what we are going to create one object for this label encoding. So we have only one column, so we don't need this column transform in label encoding. What we are going to do, label label, which is label encoding object, is equal to label encoder of module. So now we have created a label encoding, what is this, object. After creating, we need to apply that thing into a dependent variable. Dependent variable equal to label encoding dot fit transform of dependent variable. Okay, so now if you see, in dependent variable we have one matrix, single matrix. So we are, if we run this code, it will convert that into a same single matrix, but in a zero format, which the computer can read. You can see here, right, one is yes and zero is no. Simple. Okay, this is called encoding. Encoding and what is encoding? Normally converting the data into machine understandable format. Just we have two format in that, one encoding and label encoding. One encoding is used for when we have larger data, or label encoding is used when we have single data. To convert, if we have larger data, it will converse based upon the quantity of the metrics. Here it will convert into a binary format. Simple. Okay. Um, Now we are, so now our thing is, we created a data set. I will just recap you. We created a data set, we created independent and dependent variable, we imputed the data by using mean function in sklearn library. Then what we did, we transform both independent variable. Now we, what is that, encoded the value by using encoders. Now what we are going to do is, now we are going to, what is that, train our model. For training the model, what we going to do, we have how many line items of data in this data set? We have 8 line items. So we are not going to take entire data in the training. So what we are going to do, we will be training some 5 data for training and 3 data for testing. I told you, right, we have this thing itself, I told you, training and testing the model. Hope you guys know, I think, training the model and testing. So now we got the data by using pandas. We manipulate the data by using sklearn and numpy libraries. We are going to train the data by using same sklearn's libraries. Now after training, we will test and we will improve the data. Okay, so what we are going to do here, come, we'll see. Okay, so after doing this, we are going to import sklearn dot model selection. So from this model selection, we are going to import two things. Import, just give tr and space, train test split function. We are going to use this train and test split function. Okay, for train and test, what we are going to do, we need to create three variables. Oh, no, four variables. What are the variables? we have already independent variable, right? Indvar underscore train, sorry, and indvar underscore test, comma, dependent var, sorry, dependent var underscore train, comma, dependent var underscore test. So now we created how many variables? 3 variables. So now we are going to assign this variable to this train test split equal to train test split of. So first variable is independent variable. We have a data in independent variable, right? So now we are going to assign this data to independent train and independent rest. So independent variable comma dependent variable, both the variables. And what is the test size? So we are going to give the test size as I told you, right? I'm going to give only 2 data for testing. If you see here, where is the data set? Here is the data set. We have 6 data for training and 2 data for testing. 2 data in the sense 20%. So now I am going to give test underscore size equal to what is the 20%? It's 0.2, correct? 20% is 0.2. I'm giving just 20% of the data, and random, I will give random state for train data. Random underscore state is equal to 1. What is random state? So for training the day, I'm not going to give like first 0 to 6 will be train, 7 and 8 will be test. I'm not going to give that. 20% of the data from this entire data set will be for test. The machine will pick automatically. I give random state 1, right? So it will use that random state and it will pick randomly for training. Okay, I'm not giving any constant data there. That's why I gave test size as 20% and training state random state as 1. Okay, now this is the allocation of the thing. Just give enter. Now what we are going to do? Now we are going to run this. Come on, we'll just click on run. Yes, we got here, right? Dependent test dependent train. Oh, it's not coming down. Yeah, independent test, and here will be independent train. Just open this independent test. We have this data. I gave 20% for test, right? So if you see, we have two data. 20% two data is just 20% data, correct? So same thing would be happen for dependent train and dependent test. If you see here, we have 6 data, and if you see in dependent, we have 20% of data dependent test. So now we have splitted the data randomly by using this sklearn model selection thing for dependent and independent train and test. Now what happened? We have converted the data from a text format to a machine readable format, even though the data is not in a proper format. Can wait, let me open this independent train itself. If you open this independent train, you can see all the data are more or less same. But if you see this third and fourth column, these data are not matching. For doing this correlation or for doing this thing, we came across a concept in our PPT called scaling. I told you, right? When data are not in the same way, we will be doing scaling. See, it is small, it is big. So like that is happening. It is 0, 4.0. Here if you see, see, just take this column now. Here you can see 8,790, but suddenly it is going here to 83,000. So this is the deviation. To avoid this deviation, we will be going through this standard scaling mechanism by using this formula S x, which is a data minus mean of data divided by standard deviation of data. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we are going to import the same standard scalar from sklearn module. From sklearn library, what we are going to do, same because this all pre-processing, right? We are just pre-processing the data before improving it, correct? So pre-processing, import, the name is standard scalar. Okay, after creating, now we are going to create one standard scalar variable, um, stdsc, which is so the object, don't think what I am giving is just an object. Okay, is equal to standard scalar, where is that class? This is a function, right? So we need to give the bracket there. Okay, now what we are going to do now, we are going to give the uh, what is our forgot what to say this, independent. So we are going to give we are going to train our dependent and independent variable by using this train function. What we are going to do, we have this independent train, correct? Sorry, yeah, no, I am not going to use this independent variable now, because now we have independent variable was a child class of a data set. Okay, we have segregated the data. Now we have segregated this independent variable into test and train. Now I am going to use the train data. Okay, independent train, same thing. If you open independent train, so this two data, if you see, this first three data are already in a proper format, just we need this attention on this data. Okay, so we need all the rows but only these two data. What will be the, what is that, this thing we need, this is 0, 1, 2 and 3. We need 3 and 4, you know, 4 from 3 you need all the thing. That's why I will be giving only 3 in the column and rows will be empty as usual. Okay, so now what I'm going to give, independent train of all the rows, comma, 3 colon, which will be starting from 3, and it will, if we didn't give anything after colon, it will take till last row. Okay, equal to, we have this object, right? stdc dot fit transform of same, we need to give it here also. Okay, so now we have converted the data of independent train. For independent test, what we need to do, independent test, same thing, we need to give colon comma 3 colon equal to stdc, which is object. Here we are not going to give fit transform. Why we are not going to give fit transform? Because what is the meaning of scaling? Scaling is we need to see, if you see this, will maximize this, sorry, if you see this graph, you can see here, right? This is one shape, this is one level, this is one level, and this is one level. We are fixing this level as a constant, and we are increasing or manipulating all the data up to this level. So that's why here we are not going to use what is that, fit transform, because fit transform is used to fix the data, right? So now we have fixed the train data to a certain limit. As, see, just consider, this is a fit what is that, independent train data, this is a test data. So independent train data is fixed here by using fit transform. But for independent test data, we are just going to use transform. What it will do, this data will transform to this data, so it will look like this. Okay, so I'm just going to use transform here, transform of same independent test. Keep matlab, these are the small things which we need to focus while we are giving this independent test and independent sorry, fit transform and uh, we have three things, right? Fit transform and fit transform. Just keep bit conscious while giving this all things. Okay, so now we'll run this data. It's completed. We'll open this independent train. Looks good, right? All the data are more or less same, 0, 0.1, -2. So now we have not more deviation. As we see here, before it was very, very big deviation. Like, let me come back to this previous run. I think we, okay, we'll have in train now. Sorry, we don't have, we will be having in this thing. So if you see here, we, how much deviation is there? 8,000, 87,000, 2,29,000. So they were big, big deviation. To avoid those deviation, we use the scaling method, and by using that scaling method, we derive to a position like all the data are much similar, and now we can easily improve the data. If you see in test also, the data is much closer, much near. There is not more deviation. Okay, more or less same. This is called scaling. Okay, now same thing we need to do it for this thing also. So I think the session is going very big long. I'm winding up it now, because now what are the things we'll see, we'll just recap it. We know why we are going to use pandas, numpy, and this matplot I will be using in next session. We have created a data set. We have created two variable, dependent and independent, based upon our data, and I segregated the data for dependent and independent separately. We use simple emulator to fill the blank values, which is nan values. Then I used one hot coder technique and label hot coder technique to transform the data, or to create a single matrix to a 3 cross 3 matrix in the way of machine understands. Then what we did, then we use this scaling technique. No, then we use this sklearn pre-processing, train and test to train our data based upon the scaling methods. So this is the basics of machine learning. See, all things we covered. What is, why we are using fit and fit transform, what is encoding, label encoding and one hot encoding, then scaling. So in future we will be going bit advanced. So hope you guys will what is this, go through this video. Just, if you guys have any questions, just make it visible in the comment section. I will be doing, I will be replying to your comments. This is my first video in YouTube. I'm uploading this. I'm going to start the machine learning series, and as well as I'm going to start a UiPath RPA process series, along with chatbots and other stuff are about to come. Just support me. Thank you.